Hello, welcome to Toffee TV. It's Daily Live Extra Friday, and we've just had a new kit come out, the new away kit, which is I like it. I like it. I like the little bit of the nods to nostalgia of two away kits from the 90s.
It is sort of like because if they would have done a recreation of the white one, it'd have been like, oh, I don't know whether I want to see this. Oh, yeah. But I like how they've done this one, but then incorporated it. It is really clever.
They've mashed it.
It's really nice. The detail's really nice.
It is nice kit. Let us know your thoughts in the comments on the kit. Yeah, I like it. Nice nods, as I said. Nice little nods. Nice little video they've put out of a few local artists. Zuzu and Megan Wynn. And what were the other lads called? It'll come to me in a minute. Who done the music for it? Yeah, it's nice. Spin. That's what they're called. Spin.
Spin
with this song Outside of the Blue, which is nice. They're all Evertonians, but it's a nice kit, and I actually remember the original kit coming out in 1992. I remember in them days, back in the old days, they didn't have big kit launches. You basically found out by buying like the Match or the Shoot or the Echo.
Yeah.
And obviously no websites and stuff. So I remember I think I seen it in the back of them. I think it might have been in the Match or the Shoot. I seen it in the back. So I dragged me mum to Jack Sharp's. Got it. She was fuming because it was £30 because I'd just gone into men's sizes and it was £30 and she was fuming.
In 94?
In 92. No, 92 net. Come on. And the next day I wore it in school and no one had a clue. No one had a clue that Everton had brought a new kit out, and it was pink, or it was red, obviously, to the Reds. And I remember playing footy in it at dinner time, I think, and everyone was just amazed by it. Because it was a bit of a controversial kit with the colouring, and it was actually the kit itself was for the anniversary of Goodison Park, 100 years of Goodison Park.
Oh yeah.
So it was like to match the colours that we wore.
The black watch colours.
Yeah. So it was, the salmon and stuff. So because there is actually well, it's not the black watch colours as such. It's the salmon. We had the salmon kit.
It's quite similar though, isn't it? But yeah,
it's not really similar to the Black Watch kit, is it? Or are you talking about the 92? No, it's good. It's a good mashup. It's a nice mashup of the 92 shirt and the 94 away shirts as well. The tractor kit, if you are old enough to remember, which was a slightly controversial shirt because everyone thought it was terrible. And we'd just gone from having the best third kit ever, the white one, this one, to having the tractor kit, and people were just like, why don't we just keep with the third year? Why have we gone for another white one? But it was in keeping with Umbro and the rad fashions at the time that everyone loves now. All the students love. Everyone loves the 90s stuff going on. So, I think most people like it. Again, same thing again. The steak on it.
It just doesn't. How do you make steak look good on anything?
You don't. I think actually on this one though, it looks a bit better because the shirt is obviously there's a lot going on anyway, so the steak doesn't stand out as much. But I'd rather there was just no steak on it. It's just not a very nice looking sponsor to me. So it is what it is. It is very much what it is. Mark Savage says, Jack Sharp showing your age, Ped. Yeah, I am. I'm a man of a certain age. It comes with its benefits. I got to see Everton win trophies, mate. They're the benefits of being old than other people. So we'll have to so that'll be the kit that'll be worn tomorrow against Wigan. And then the third kit. I imagine the third kit will be out first week of the season, probably the day before Villa. I imagine they'll wear it for Villa because they can't wear that for Villa. And they don't wear the home kit for Villa, so I imagine they'll wear...
I think we did the same last season, didn't we?
We're the third kit for Villa, so I like it. And the away kit's boss as well. The goalkeeper away kit's boss as well.
It's really nice. I love like anything that's like black with a bit of pattern.
Yeah, it is nice. It is nice. It is nice the way the goalkeeper kits like a their own little kits now, and because they're short sleeve, people probably feel like they can go and buy them. Something I was saying for a long time to the people at the club about making them short sleeve, and then people feel like they can buy them. What makes me laugh about the goalkeeper kits is obviously both of them have got a nod to St. Luke's in them, and it was just like basically it just seems like Hummel were told this is the last season of Goodison, and now because it's not the last season, Everton are like downplaying it all. Oh, nice nods to St. Luke's. Whereas if it had been the last season, it'd been like, it's all a big nod to leaving. And if this kit would have been, well, this is because it was this was the 100th anniversary kit 30 years ago, but it's all being played down.
It's a bit like with the Archibald Leach. They could have said, it was all the way around the ground years ago, and now it's on the Bullens. It's a big part of the stadium, so you know what I mean.
Hang on, sorry, I just need to answer this question. Sorry, it's not a question. Gary Lee says replica kits shouldn't have sponsors on, advertising for free. No, they're not advertising for free, Gary. Literally, that's what those sponsors pay for, to be the match sponsor. It's not advertising for free. It's millions of pounds that we're given. It's not great. There's very few ways you can get around it. It is just the way it is. But that's what you get a sponsor for, whether we like it or not. It is for that money. Lot of love for the kit in the comments. Sam Weston says the nostalgia of the new kits is great, but the sponsor kills much of the niceness of them. Yeah, no, I agree, mate. They both look boss without the sponsor on, and it would, and if it made, what can you do? There's nothing you can do. It's just so rare. Like, look at that one with the NEC. That's boss. It's just in there, isn't it? It's just in there. Yeah. So some people don't like it, which is fine. It's fine because we change them every year. Do people like that kit but don't like this kit? I'd be interested to know. But I like the salmon pink. I've always liked the salmon pink. I think it's a little bit different. I think it's a nice nod to our history. And I'm not asked if people go, oh, it's red. It's not red though, is it? It's not red, and also it is a nod to our past. I know a lot of people like the yellow kit and stuff. The yellow kit didn't really come till the 60s, late 60s, but I know it does have a big thing on people. White obviously is something that we've always worn as well, and obviously the grey silvery kits came around in the 80s as well, and we've used them frequently as well. So
I've always liked an amber kit.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all right with amber. I do like them. I'm just not. I just think because you change your kit every year and you have 3 kits, and obviously your home one's always going to be blue. You are going to come. You can't have a white one every year, can you? You can't have an amber one every year. But every couple of years you're going to come back to it. Sometimes we just have a yellow kit. I mean, it's great saying we've got an amber, but yellow was a colour we wore loads in the 70s, loads in the 80s. So there's yellow, there's amber. They all come round. You need a new kit every year, or you don't need a new kit every year, but we get a new kit every year. So every couple of years we're gonna get a new kit, aren't we? At the end of the day, the colours are gonna come back, and you're not gonna have a white one, then the next season have a white one, unless you wear the season before's kit.
Which has been done. I always liked when we had a bit of yellow in the home kit as well. On the home shirt.
Again, I'm not a massive fan of that. I'm more. I don't think that was a. Not
a traditional thing.
It's not a very traditional thing. Although it was on the 86 kit, which I hate. I can't tell people how much I hate the 86.
The white.
I hate it.
Lineker.
You'll never ever see an 86 kit in here with me in it. I hate it.
I think if Everton was to win, I'm not saying it's going to be anytime soon, but if we were to win trophies or get back to a level, I'd want us to have like a new kit, or not a new style, but like I wouldn't want to be wearing like a kit based on like an old kit. I'd want to wear something new, winning something new, and then people can look back on that kit in 20 years or 30 years time and go, oh, that kit where we won this trophy. And do you know what I mean?
We do have new kits now and again, don't we? We had the purple one a couple of years ago, where no, how many years? 2017. We went to Manchester City and Rooney scored in it. We had the green kit in the first Hummel season, which was pretty much the same as the away kit. What else have we had? We've had a few, haven't we? We've had black and pink and black. We've had we've had all kinds. We've had all kinds. That's just the way it is, isn't it? Now and again, you mix it up. We had like this, like highlighter for a season. I'm
trying to think of that green Hummel one in the first Hummel.
Like mint.
The lockdown season.
Like mint in the lockdown.
Oh
season.
Yeah, we went to Leicester. Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. So that's the news today. The new kit come out. You can go and get that. Still waiting on Dan Juma. Not really. I don't think it's going to go any further today. I think the talk is a medical is going to be tomorrow. I think they probably imagine that one is. They probably imagine that one's sorted. Just need the medical doing. I mean, it was sorted last time, so you can never be fully confident. But Everton have done everything I think they need to do to get that one over the line. So
the only really thing you've got to be, wary of is Saudis coming in for him, because type of players like these, Saudis are coming in and grabbing, but giving them loads of money. Plays like. I think
he was going to go to Saudi Arabia. It would already be done by now.
So
I think it'd already be done.
Are you all forgiving? You're not bothered about what happened in January?
It wasn't asked in January. But it was the club's fault.
Yeah,
it was the club's fault. The club should have just signed them and then sacked Lampard for the next day. They should have just done it. I'm not asked me. Don't fall into those traps. There's just no point. Tom Newton says, do you think Nonso will happen, and if so, anytime soon? That's one they'll definitely be excited about. Also, Boniface looks like a young Rom, left-footed, good finisher, powerful, and a good runner. It's a no-brainer if you can get him.
I don't think they'll get
Nonso. I think is a long bit. I don't think he's the second player. I think he's more likely it'll take that'll take long to just keep chipping away. Maybe the player asking at the other end. Trying to push it at the other end. There was Leeds put him on his socials yesterday, didn't he? They probably think they've got the finances to keep him, but does the lad want another year in the Championship, or a year in the Championship? Sorry, that might be one that Everton know is going to take a little bit of time. Doesn't mean there's no guarantees you're going to get him. Might need to move a few things round. But I think Everton have got. Irons in a couple of fires. Torre is one they still want to do, and then I think Iniacho at Leicester. I think there's still talk of that one as well. So I think there's a few irons in the fire, and I know they said they wanted to get two in by the weekend. Not sure where that second one is at the moment, but
they do need to start getting closer to a striker though, because the one they've been linked with, El Bilal Torre, Boniface. El Torre looks like he might be going Atalanta, sorry, because they're losing Højlund and they're saying, he's our top target. Yeah. And then Boniface have been linked with I can't remember. I think someone like Porto or something like that.
Boniface is a good player.
So they need to roll up and get this done, because it's all great bringing in wingers, but it feels like the players we're linked with and the players we're going after. It almost feels as if they're trying to improve the squad to try and better off.
I think
we need to get a first team.
Yeah, I think what we're doing is we're trying to maybe add 15 goals to the squad. 15 to 20 goals from the squad from different positions, and I think that's the way they're looking. Yes, we want a centre forward, and obviously we do need one. We need not just backup for Dom, but someone pushing Dom, someone saying, someone who can play instead of Dom. Let's get it right, because the amount of time he's been missing the last couple of years. But I do think we need to add 15, 20 goals to the squad in as a whole. You know, wide players, midfielders, centre forward. You add 15, 20 goals to this squad in different positions, we're going to get more points. It's as simple as that. You know, I'm sure there's a metric out there somewhere for it. I know that's what like the whole Billy Bean Moneyball thing was. You know, hits equal wins basically, or whatever. So there's be a metric out there, but more goals means more points. I think, as long as you've got a decent structured defence. So that's what we're going to be aiming for next season. So it's a few more well-rounded players, I think. But if we could get 2 in, I think that would just give everyone that little bit of a boost. You know, tomorrow will be a good run out, and then obviously we've got Bolton, and then we've got Stoke. If we could have a couple for those 2 games, I think it gets people a little bit more excited, a little bit more, takes a little bit of pressure off people at the football club to try and get deals like Nonso over the line, things that are going to take. I remember Martinez's first season, he brought in Delafeu, Coney, Robles and Alcaraz in quite early, and that sort of took the pressure off. It was like, right, we've boosted the squad, and then obviously on deadline day it was Rom, Gareth Barry and James McCarthy. But that's it. Just if you can get a couple in early-ish. I know it doesn't seem early to us, but we've still got the bulk of our pre-season still to play. If we can get a couple in early, and then those ones that take a little bit of time, it just takes that pressure off, I think, and gives everybody a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, if you look at our 4 positions last season, it was something like 4 goals altogether from our strikers. So if you can try and improve or increase the number of goals out wide as well, then you're giving yourself more of a chance then, aren't you?
Yeah, if you can get 2 or 3, 4 players who score 7, 8 goals each, and you've got different ways of scoring goals, then suddenly the opportunities in games are going to go up, aren't they? So
I do think it'll be interesting to see how they use Danjuma, because he's more of a, he can play split striker or centre forward, but he's more of a come inside off the left. He reminds me a bit like Damari Gray, right-footed, comes in off the left. He's got a decent finish on him.
Well, he'll replace Damari Gray ultimately.
Well, I think in terms of a starting position, I think McNeil has nailed down that left mid position, left-footed. Works hard, so it'll be interesting to see where Danjuma will play. Might switch them in
possibly. Games. He switched them. I know it was only the first pre-season game, but he might switch them because we've seen that happen before. Let's have a little look at some of the comments. Gary Ward says, I might just have to get me one of those away kits. Afternoon, Mathew. Georgie says, who's the second player Myers reckons is in by the weekend? I'd love a Langer, but apparently that's dead in the water. I'll be honest with you, right? I don't see what people see in a Langer. I really don't. I just don't see it.
He's rubbish. It was rubbish.
Don't see it. I spoke to Man United fans last season, and they were like, this was in January, and they were like, you can have him.
He doesn't do anything.
And they said, he's not very good. So that's certainly not one I'm jumping up and down for.
I think people are just looking at him and going, oh, he's fast, but he doesn't create much, doesn't score.
Usain Bolt's fast.
I'll have him, to be honest.
Alex this afternoon, lads, is there any reason there's no training gear to buy yet, even though they've released 2 kits? Like they've been released far too late anyway. How can the club manage to be an advertising horrific Hawaiian range but not have new training gear out? Not one for buying the kits now, but I'm an adult, but I don't mind the odd training top to chilling at home or to wear it for 5-a-side years. I don't know, Alex. I'll be honest. I'm scratching my head. The training gear is normally out the first day of training. It's farcical. It's absolutely farcical because I'm the same as you. I like the training shorts with pockets in. I mean, you can't. No point in having shorts if you haven't got pockets in, have you? You know, we're grown men. We've got keys and stuff, phones. It's ridiculous. How have they not got them out? Doesn't make any sense. You know. And as you said, like, I don't buy kits, but I will buy the training gear. So I want stuff. I want stuff to wear, and people are going away on holidays and stuff. They want gear. They want gear to wear. You know, that's why it's all. You know, it's not like people buy training gear and then all go for a run. They wear them because it's something. It's something they'll wear. Something they wear that when they go on holiday. A lot of the times they feel a little bit lighter or a little bit less, a little bit more inconspicuous or whatever. It's again. People want to buy them, and where are they? You know what I mean? It's just stupid, absolutely stupid.
It's always the thing of, for me, when they start releasing pictures of the players in training, and people go, "Oh, that's nice, that," and it's that first thing of, they're in like a good mood. We've not played. We've not just got beat. They're just seeing players in training, so you instantly you get that feel good factor. All the players coming back. They see a kit and they'll go, "Oh, I'll buy that." Release it, but after a long time, after a few weeks of seeing it, and it's still not out, that first initial thought, "Oh, that's nice, I like that," it's gone. It
fades away. It fades away. It's that impact first of all. It's that.
Like, I've been 2 weeks without.
You have it for everything, don't you? It's why when you go on a shop, it's why when you go on an online shop and you put something in the basket and then you go, "Oh, I'll have a think about that." You get an email about an hour later saying you left something in the shop, and then they offer you 10% discount. It's the same thing. It's like,
because you lose that initial thing of I need
you
to
have
buy
that. It's impulse buying, isn't it? Everyone does it. Everyone has impulse buying. People have them buyer's regret, but you know, it's I just don't get it. I don't get how they work. Everton Clip says, "Do you know anything on the Toffee Nuffell?" Apparently, he said we're getting Iniacho and reliable also. Thanks, mate. I don't know anything about him. He's the guy off Grand Old Team, isn't he? Who seems to get a lot right. I don't know anything about him. I know he said Iniacho, and I know he gets a few things. He gets things right. So, I'm not on the forum, but I do see that people put him up. So fair play. He does seem to get a lot right. He has said Iniacho today, hasn't he? So, yeah. So yeah, I don't really know anything about him. Also, while we're talking about the gear as well, in the Everton shop, there's a training top and a walkout jacket, and you can't buy them online.
But they're on the shop.
But they're in the shop.
It's as if we're living in like 1970.
There's only 2 shops.
People online shop.
There's 2 shops. I went in the shop because someone said to me, I seen a picture of them, so I went to the shop and got a picture of both of them and put them up. And like people were like, "Where are these?" And I was like, "They're in the shop." It's like, why can't you buy them online?
Do you think there's an issue with like stocking or something?
I don't know, but like if you've got stuff to sell it. Don't like hide it from the world. It's absolutely mad the way they act. It just wouldn't happen at other clubs. The only club that doesn't want to sell gear to people doesn't make any sense.
Crazy. Doesn't
make any sense. Luke says, a fan of the new away kit, like a mixture of the 92-94. Yes. Matt says, I do really like the new away kit, but the keeper kit's absolutely phenomenal in my opinion. Go buy it then, Matt. Go buy it if it's phenomenal. Jake says, not a fan of the away kit personally. Think the goalkeeper is better. I'll be purchasing the black goalkeeper top and the home top once it's dropped in price a little bit. And then removing the stake off the front. It's right, mate. Fair play to you. Fair play to you. I know all like last season kits, they're on classic football shirts with no sponsor on. But
really, yeah?
Yeah. Been on for ages, I told you. I literally told you.
I think you told me they were on
literally told you. They're not on DH. They're on classic. Andy McHugh says, love the kit. Shout out to John for his amazing article yesterday. Get him on the Everton board. Yeah, John's got an article over on More Than a Game Substack. The link is in the comments if you'd like to go and join that. There's lots of stuff on there every day. Patrick Ridge just churns out articles like there's no tomorrow. It's ridiculous how many articles. And obviously we have the More Than a Game channel as well, which there is a Jamie Carragher interview on at the moment, which is really good.
If you stay on when the stream ends, it'll take you to.
It'll take you, because we're going to do a
2 o'clock show.
Yeah, there's some really good stuff there. And we'd love you to subscribe to the channel and to the Substack if possible. And we did a brilliant interview yesterday with Michael Branch, who was very honest and very open about his career at Everton and his career in football. and a lot of other things, and that's going to be on the channel next week. So that was a phenomenal interview done yesterday. Good stuff. Everton Vikings says, I also reckon Francis Nkoronko will be the next one through our youth team. Has all the physical aptitudes and decent technical ability. Needs a loan, but I think he has a chance if we do right by him. Absolutely. Andy says some of my first blue memories are of the lads playing in kits exactly like this. Absolutely love it. Wouldn't mind seeing a new number 9 in it though. Come on, Kev, get it done. We've got a number 9. His name's Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That's just the way it is. Danny says would look better in yellow and blue personally. Never liked salmon pink. No, I prefer salmon and pink but yellow, I must admit. Something about it. David says facts, we did see Everton win stuff. # older guys benefits. Absolutely. Everton Viking says also not sold on any attitude. People telling me he's really good, and I want to believe it. But his goals to games is poor. I know his goals to start seems decent, or his goals per minute, but I just don't see it. Why has he never been able to get up front of Vardy or score double figures? Only once. What's his good attributes? I know talk of 10 million is cheap, but it's massive wages, and he'd be one we're relying on. I just don't see it, but want to be more informed. His goals, like you just said, his goals per minute is good, but why isn't he playing more minutes? You're absolutely right. What's been holding him back? Is it just Vardy? Is it just Vardy's work rate? Is it just that he's never had a run? I know we were linked with him when he left City to go to Leicester, but yeah, and I do get what you mean. But isn't he just the level of play we are linked with, and we are gonna get someone like that, rather than to me it seems like they aren't taking a chance on, someone who's playing in, a £4 million playing in upstate. Well, that's just not going to happen. We all want it to happen. It's just not going to happen. We know it's not.
Got more chance of having a success with someone like that than an Iheanacho, though. Or even like Moussa Dembele still at Lyon. So people can't be that interested in him. So why haven't we gone and took a gamble on him? Because it's not like...
Well, you've just said it yourself, the word gamble. Can we take gambles? That's the thing, isn't it?
Well, I think if it was a case where we'd be getting just one striker, then maybe not. But I think we need at least a couple.
No,
with Dominic Calvert-Lewin still in the club.
I agree.
So I think if you can go and get like a Dembele on a free, and then go and maybe spend.
The problem is though. The problem with the free is it's the wage, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's always going to be the problem. It's the wage.
You're not paying the transfer fee.
No, you're not.
You do expect,
but you've got to pay the wages, haven't you? I've just noticed because someone just mentioned it to me. There's a pair of lovely salmon shorts, but apparently they're not going on sale. Why do you do it to yourselves? Mike Cosgrove says, hello Mike, I'm not a fan of the new kit. In fact, I really don't like it, but the best thing is Owen doesn't. So he saved me a small fortune. The goalkeeper kit, on the other hand, that I really like. Loved the release video they did for the kit though. Really good. Hope you both have a great weekend, and hopefully some new players want next week. So you're going to get him the new goalkeeper kit, considering he's a goalkeeper, or would you have had to have got him both kits? Let us know, Mike. Let us know. The people deserve to know, Mike. The people deserve to know. Let us know also if you are going to Wigan tomorrow. Let us know. Or Tranmere even.
I'm going to Wigan, but not to watch Wigan. I'm going to do a gig in the afternoon. So unfortunately, I shan't be at the game.
Why?
But oh well.
Why would you do that? Why would you? What time is your gig?
4:30. And then I'm driving from there straight to Burnley.
Carl says, good to see the brick in the video. Is it the brick? I thought it was the Winslow.
I've not watched the video.
I thought it was the Winslow in the video. I thought that's what it was. There's only 113 likes. I don't want to sound like Baz, but 113 likes for 437 people watching is... I think it's a bit disrespectful.
I think it's just rude.
It's disrespectful.
Come on the come to watch, but you don't leave a
Yeah,
like.
you don't leave a like. It's, it's costing you nothing.
It's a bit shady,
it's
to be
costing you
honest.
nothing, is it? It's not like you've got not like you're tipping.
It's not like you go and it's not like you don't want to clog up your likes videos. Who really goes in there anyway?
Yeah, exactly. As Ned said, Ned knows. So I'm just seeing. Is that the brick? Or I thought it was unless it's the brick and the Winslow. I don't know. Oh yeah, it's the brick. Oh yeah, there's a bit of the brick. Yeah. Fair play. I haven't been in the brick for donkeys, so I was in the Winslow last week. No, I was in the Winslow. What was in the Winslow 3 days ago?
Oh, for that thingy.
That thingy, yeah. That thingy. No, it's smart. No, it's good. It's good that they've used local bands and used local pubs. Let's get back into the comments. Mark says Boniface is signing for Bayern Leverkusen.
Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Fab Romano said. As I said,
these players are getting away from us, and we keep trying the same things as in signing, Premier League proven players or players that play in the Premier League.
They just don't want to take risks. They don't want to take risks.
But we've been signing these players for years.
No, I know, but they don't. They don't take risks.
Maybe try something different. You might get a different outcome now, but then, getting worse every season.
Matthew Wilson, he said that amber. It's not amber. That's yellow. That's a yellow kit. It might look slightly. Yeah, it does look slightly. Look, why does it look so fluorescent on that picture? You're absolutely right. The sponsor being white is the biggest load of nonsense ever. It should have been blue. It should have been blue, the same as all the accents on it and the badge and everything. Absolutely, it's always annoyed me that badge on that kit is white. Georgie Edmonds says, I've spoke to United fans, thinks he's got great potential, 21 and progress. Can tell he's got skill set too, even though he's playing for 2 years and selling on for more. Fair enough, mate. I spoke to 3 or 4 people from the United stand, and they just said he was garbage. And I just had to take that because they watch him every week. They just had no interest in him being a Manchester United player whatsoever. They just thought he was rubbish. Mike Cosgrove says, yeah, I'll get him the keeper one. I love the other black one we had with the gold. That was class 2. Yeah, I normally get him 3 kits each season, which is, but he wears them to death. And to be honest, at least I can do for making him an Evertonian. Absolutely, Mike. It's you're to blame. Let's have a look here in the comments. Hoyle says beggars can't be choosers. Work with the best we can get. Going to be a while before we're back to the club hitting 4th. Yeah. I mean, that's an understatement. That's an understatement. The gap is just getting wider all the time, sadly. Clubs are doing unscrupulous things, whether they are owned by Saudis and then selling players back to Saudi, whether they're owned by Saudis and they don't tell anyone they're owned by Saudis and sell half the players back to Saudi Arabia, whether they've got second clubs and they're buying all kinds of players and at the second clubs and then bringing them through. There's absolutely all kinds that other clubs are doing and we're not. The money from the Champions League is just, people talk about the Super League, but the money the clubs are bringing back from the Champions League, it's like, how are we ever going to keep up with some of these clubs seeing it at the moment? It's going to be very, very difficult.
Football's getting away from.
It's getting away from clubs like Everton.
Yeah.
It's getting away from clubs like Everton.
And I think it's getting away from fans as well.
It's just elite. It's got an elite, and the elite want everything themselves, and they're coming up with new ideas all the time. Rory Smith says, do you think Dan Juma will play against Bolton on next Tuesday? Let's just get him in. If he signed over the weekend, then he might be like on the bench. I remember when we got Richarlison, I was at Blackburn and he was on the bench. He came on and we got beat 3-0. It was a horrendous game. But that was after a couple of games. Football is eating itself, Rich Bond. It is eating itself. It's eating itself. It is eating itself. It's creating big tears, sadly. So and we'll have to see how it all shakes out. But Everton don't help themselves, do they? They don't help themselves with the financial situation. So
I think the wages that players are being paid in Saudi, especially the fact that it's tax free, I think that's going to be a big problem.
Yeah,
how can we compete?
I don't really care, if I'm honest, about Saudi Arabia. We can't compete. That's the issue. But players have a choice, don't they? Players will have a choice, and it'll be interesting to see how long that choice lasts. We had a chat about it yesterday on round the tower. How long will players want to? It's great having all the money in the world, but they're going to have to live in a country that obviously has strict rules on certain things, and if they are not prisoners, but it's going to be very interesting to see how it all mixes together. They have a society that's based on, obviously, certain laws and certain rules, and it'll just be very interesting, and will players take their families? Will the families be restricted? John, who worked in Saudi Arabia, and I know it was a while back, but he was telling us some of the things, and even though things have changed, you're very much on their terms. There's no bending the rules, so it'll be interesting now to see how it plays out. As I said, football is eating. I think the money will just be. The money can last forever in Saudi Arabia, so it doesn't really matter. But it'll be interesting to see how long people, will people go there for a year and go, oh, I don't really like this, or my family don't have much freedom, or the comforts I'm used to aren't here, or whatever, and they might be there for a year or 2 years. Well, if it's only a year or 2 years, then are people going to be able to make it? Are they gonna only go at the tail end of their career, or are we going to get people going at 25, 26? So there are, as I said, I'm not sitting here fuming, frothing at the mouth for what's going on, Saudi. It is what it is. If you do that, if you sit there and you get angry about these things, there's very little you can do to change them, and you're just getting angry for the sake of it. So let's just see how it all shakes out. There are players. You're right. There are players that Everton may have looked at and have been priced away from. But let's just see what happens. It might work. It mightn't work. China did try to do something similar. It didn't work because it was the people's money. We'll see what happens. The strict rules in Saudi Arabia will apply to the people.
Oh yeah,
they will apply to the people.
When you're under a contract,
it will apply. There'll be places they can go that will be places very much in some other countries that you can drink and stuff like that. But it's whether it's everyday freedoms. You can't just walk down the street and there are rules. There are rules. I'm not saying it's like it's a hellscape. I'm just saying it'll be interesting to see how things shake out. Are all those people going to be together? It could be amazing. Could be amazing.
It's more like, for me, if a player wants to get out and get a move or something, it's not going to be as easy in Saudi Arabia when you're tied into a contract.
Mm-hmm.
They take your passport off you and everything, don't they? So.
No, I'm not creating any horror stories. I'm just saying it as it is. It has rules, and those rules will apply to everybody. So it'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out.
What are you thinking about this kid from Ajax, the striker, Robbie?
Nothing. I'm not thinking anything about him, because for me it's pretty similar to the situation we were at last year with Kudos. Everton liked the look of him, and that's it. So I'm not thinking anything. I'm just gonna let's just see what happens. I'm not building it up. I'm not getting my hopes up. He's a name that's been mentioned. It's a bit strange that it's been named. He's been named this early. I think that's a strange one if that's come from the club. But No, we'll see what happens. You know, looks like he's got a decent goal record. He looks like he physically fits the bill. But I'm not getting me hopes up or anything, because that would just be, you know. By the way, just looking at the thing with Saudi, right? There's a difference in Saudi Arabia and China. China, the money wasn't sustainable. Saudi Arabia, the money is sustainable. China was different because the government was just like, no, I'm not having this anymore. Saudi Arabia, the money can last forever. So we're not, by the way, I'm just saying, we're not being disrespectful to the Saudi culture. That's their culture. What we're saying is people who go there are going to have to abide by their laws. That's simple as that. Not saying anything about Saudi culture. We're saying people who go there will have to abide. There's no bending, and that's the thing. You go there, you take their money, you live by their rules, and that's the end of it. There's no disrespect from us. We're not going there. So they've got to live by those rules, and that'll be interesting to see whether people can put up with that. That's what I'm saying. That'll be the kicker. We'll see, and we'll see how long it lasts. Might last a year, might last 10 years. Who knows? And none of us know, if we were put in that situation, what our decision would be with the money.
I think it'll go much further than it did with China. I think they'll have a big part in the Super League.
It'll last longer, but it depends. It depends what the end game is. And we'll see what it is. It could be a Super League. Could be like they've done with the golf. They're trying to grab and then come together and go. They could make a Super League that, you know, the final always ends up being played there, or they've got the wealth. They might say to people, they might disrupt football that much that they might say, well, you know what? This is how we're going to stop disrupting it. We want to be part of the Super League. Not as in within teams, I mean like within structure and the final and stuff.
Stadiums and stuff.
Yeah. So, and that's what they've done with the golf. They've done the live golf, disrupted golf, and now they're part of the PGA. They got their way in the end. They're part of the establishment now. They're part of the conversation. You know, that in business they call them like disruptor, don't they? Disruptor companies. We'll see. When Taz Hill says, when in Rome, I'm sure if you're earning $500,000 a week, you can follow a few simple rules. Yeah, but it's not that easy though, is it? You're talking about a completely different culture. You might be able to follow for a couple of years. It's just whether it's a long term thing, isn't it? It's going to be a shock could be a shock to a lot of people's systems, you know. So that'll be very interesting. Money doesn't always. It's great having this. Is what we talked about yesterday on Live 5 with John on the Round the Tower. It's great having the money, but if you're, and these were John's words, haven't lived and worked in Saudi Arabia. So it's like great getting the money, but if you don't have that general, those kind of freedoms you've experienced other places, it can be a bit grating.
I think it's that thing, isn't it? It's perfect for players who 33, 34, they go for a year or two and they retire and they make loads of money tax free, and then the contract ends and they come home.
Yeah, that's what it'll be. Get it from. Right. I think we're done. We'll be back Monday. We're going over now to the More Than a Game channel to talk about all the latest transfers. I think there's a bit of a Harry Kane update, a bit of a what else is going on? Diaby,
Marco Silva,
Sadio
Mane, Alan Saint-Maximin, who's another player we were linked to.
Kyle Walker. There's loads going on. So if you watch this video to the end, you'll see a little link to take you over to the channel. Come and have a chat. I don't think it'll get as fiery as this one has. But
well, there's more football stories to talk about in the world of football and with Everton, and so
we'll see it over there. Thanks for watching. See you later.